A peaceful morning of worship became an unstoppable chain of earthquake, fire and tsunami on All Saints' Day in 1755. Lisbon was crowded with families inside churches when the ground suddenly began to move. Within minutes, one of Europe's great capitals was fighting for survival. Lisbon was the wealthy capital of Portugal, built along the Tagus River and facing the Atlantic Ocean. Its streets were crowded with merchants, sailors, nobles, and ordinary families. Churches filled the skyline while narrow roads connected busy markets and grand homes. The morning of November 1st began quietly. It was All Saints' Day, a major religious holiday. Thousands of people attended Mass, candles burned inside churches, and families gathered together. No one knew that the ground beneath Lisbon was about to become their greatest enemy. At around 9:40 in the morning, the earth began to shake violently. The earthquake was enormous, with modern estimates placing its magnitude around 8.5 to 9.0. Buildings crashed, churches collapsed, and terrified people ran into streets filled with falling stone. The destruction was immediate. Tall buildings fell into narrow streets, trapping people beneath stones of stones. Inside churches, ceilings collapsed during worship. Survivors stumbled through clouds of dust, unable to understand how their peaceful morning had turned into absolute chaos. Then came the fires. Candles and fireplaces had ignited buildings across the damaged cities. Strong winds pushed flames through wooden homes and crowded streets. Soon Lisbon was burning from several directions, while survivors had nowhere safe to hide. Those who escaped toward the waterfront thought they had finally found safety. Instead, the Tigris River suddenly pulled back, exposing the riverbed. Then the water returned as a massive tsunami, crashing into Lisbon and sweeping away people, ships, and everything left standing. The tsunami struck with terrifying force. Water rushed through the lower parts of Lisbon, carrying ships, timber, rubble, and desperate people through the streets. Those who had survived the earthquake and escaped the fires now faced another disaster coming from the sea. The disaster had become a deadly combination of three forces: the earthquake, the fires, and the tsunami. Each one made the others worse. Roads were blocked by rubble, flames prevented escape, and flood water destroyed the few safe places survivors had left. Thousands were killed, although the exact number remains uncertain. Many died beneath collapsed buildings. Others were caught by fire or swept away by the tsunami. Lisbon had suffered one of the most devastating natural disasters ever recorded in European history. But Lisbon's suffering did not end that morning. Aftershocks continued to shake the ruined city. Fires burned for days, while survivors feared that more buildings would collapse around them. Thousands were forced to sleep outdoors, afraid to return home. The destruction reached the heart of Lisbon's wealth and power. Palaces, churches, libraries, and important government buildings were damaged or destroyed. Priceless artworks and historical records disappeared beneath rubble and flames. Yet from the ruins emerged an extraordinary response. The Marquess of Pombal, Portugal's powerful chief minister, organized rescue and rebuilding efforts. His famous attitude was practical: bury the dead, feed the living, and rebuild the city. The rebuilding of Lisbon became a major turning point in urban history. New streets were designed wider and more organized. Buildings were constructed with earthquake-resistant methods, including flexible wooden framework hidden inside their wall. Today, the Lisbon earthquake is remembered through surviving historical objects, Show a close-up of an ancient artifact in a museum case. Old maps, religious objects, and damaged architectural pieces help historians understand how to disaster transformed the city and its people. Surviving letters and eyewitness accounts reveal the human side of the catastrophe. Show a close-up of an ancient artifact in a museum case. These records describe collapsing buildings, terrifying fires, violent waves, and the desperate struggle of ordinary people trying to survive. The rebuilt city itself became another piece of evidence. Show a close-up of an ancient artifact in a museum case. Kumbaline architecture reflected lessons learned from the disaster, creating stronger buildings and wider streets designed to reduce the impact of future earthquakes. The earthquake changed more than Lisbon's buildings. It also influenced European thinking about disasters, religion, philosophy, and human suffering. People began asking difficult questions about why such a terrible event could happen on a holiday. More than 2 centuries later, Lisbon still carries the memory of that terrible morning. Its rebuilt streets stand as a reminder of destruction, survival, and human resilience. The city was broken by nature, but it was rebuilt by people who refused to surrender. The darkest truth of the Lisbon earthquake is that the disaster did not arrive as one single blow. The earth shook, fire spread, and the sea rose against the city. Yet from that destruction, Lisbon was rebuilt. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe and comment which dark story I should expose next.